I haven't touched the Division 2 in over 4 years. I used to grind this game on Xbox, but lately I've come back, started from scratch on PC. So the question is, was coming back actually worth it? Back when I used to play, Division 2 was my main game. I had builds, exotics, everything, and then I just stopped playing. But recently I've been seeing the game blow up again. More players, updates, new content, and promising updates from the developers of the game. So I figured, why not come back and see what's actually changed? But instead of hopping back on my old account, I decided to start completely from scratch. And just to give a little bit of context, I quit right around the same time the expertise was introduced within the game, which was a long time ago, so I completely missed Battle for Brooklyn. It gave me a purpose to come back. Everything was on sale, and you know, with Battle for Brooklyn, as everybody knows, a lot more new content has come back into the game. And once I started to realize a bunch of things that we're gonna go over, I was like, hey, it's not that bad to actually start from scratch. And I could see why it's bringing in so many more players because the game has become more welcoming towards, I would say, the newer players than it's ever possibly been. The first thing I noticed, the game actually feels smoother than I remember, and that's probably because I'm on PC now. Movement feels good, and gunplay feels satisfying more than it's ever been, honestly. But there's so many other activities and you know things that have been actually added, ways to not make the game as repetitive, give more options and diversity compared to when I used to play, because I remember quitting due to that reason. Too many things were not being addressed, and the repetitiveness really got to a lot of players. So I'm happy that Massive has finally kind of understood that and made progression a lot, more catered towards all players. Because I remember before it used to just be the same meta builds, the same levels of progression, and the methods were a lot of the fastest methods were technically exploiting the game, whereas now you're benefited with like 5 XP events, you're given global events, you're given exotic caches, everything's just thrown at you. There's so many ways of obtaining the high end loot. I've only been playing for a week and I could say that I already have 45 out of the 70 something exotics, which I don't think that would have been possible at all if we were talking 4 years ago. It would have taken months to get to that point. So the fact that they changed, a lot of things with quality of life, gameplay, and community, actually hearing them out, the little things have gone a long way. There's way more content now compared to when I left. New gear, new systems, and builds feel way deeper. Back then it was pretty simple. Now you actually need to think about your setup, and the player base, like I said, way more active than I expected during the time of this recording. I mean, I can't believe for the first time there's so many players that this guy somehow managed to have the same exact outfit as me on. So if that doesn't speak volume, I don't know. But I remember I used to play around the time where, you know, Warlords of New York was still kind of fresh, and shade level, everybody was just focused on getting to level 1000, and it was a grind. It was honestly such a hassle. But the biggest first step I saw that kind of dragged me back into this game is seeing 5 XP events, not having to level up unlock every specialization. Now you can just get that boosted. You could get boosted straight to Battle of Brooklyn. All these small things, you know really help transferring characters. All these little things have made it very easy for anyone to technically return or even start from scratch, like my position, for example. And the biggest thing that I want to talk about in this video in terms of value is retaliations. This single activity has changed the game completely in terms of making it more enjoyable and getting the best loot in the game in the most efficient matter of time. Retaliations has been mentioned probably by every single big Division 2 creator, and I know it's been around for a decent amount of time now, but my first impression of this was wow. You have hunters that spawn, kill squads that spawn, you're able to get exotic blueprints, you're able to get exotics, and the best thing to it is like, you're on a time crunch. So myself personally, I like to challenge myself and do as many things as I can solo, which I'm not at the point yet for retaliations to do that, but definitely doing the solo heroic difficulty directives on is a fun, clear objective for me. But in the meantime, I mean, let's not forget, like I said, having a strong, loyal community backing this game makes it so that so many people are able to help you. And shout out to my clan that I joined when I got back into this. These people have been pretty awesome, and honestly, everybody has been pretty awesome. So the other thing to mention with that is crossplay. Crossplay after 6 years of this game is only gonna bring everyone closer together. I mean, when you do the numbers just on Steam itself, we're looking at around 20 to 24,000 during a period of every day. So that is an all-time high 6 years into the game, and once they introduce crossplay, like it's an absolute game changer. So unlike other games that I've played in the past, if you look at my previous videos, I was very heavily focused on Destiny 2, but Bungie kind of lost the plot with what they wanted to do, and sunsetting was introduced a lot, whereas this game never introduced sunsetting, and it actually paid off because a lot of people like me who used to play Destiny have come onto this, jumped in, and have been able to already attack high end game within a week of playing as a casual player. Because like I said, they made it more accessible than ever. They've added events, there's a season pass, introducing new weapons that are very accessible to players as well, which I know is a common model amongst everything. But just, I don't know if I've been lucky, but getting blessed and getting all this new stuff in a short period of time while having these certain events. I know it's the anniversary event, has been very nice, very cool to see. Definitely a very good time to come back to the game. I remember I quit around when expertise was introduced, but they have proficiency events, they have optimization events, they have double countdown, token drops, whatever the case is. They have so many things going on. They have a journey tab to kind of teach you the game and also reward you with some really good loot and cosmetics. They have priority objectives as well, which is something that's completely new. Everything I'm saying is pretty new, but this is the newest thing I've seen, which is also a new fun way to kind of give you almost a reason to do something in the game no matter what point you're at within the game. That brings me to also talking about master difficulty, which was also never a thing in the game. Speaking of master difficulty, I've never done the incursion yet, and incursion never used to exist before. I know there's another one coming this year as well. So all these things are really just solidifying my statements. I'm not gonna lie, I got humbled real quick. Coming back after 4 years with no gear, yeah, it's rough. But that's also what made it fun again. Grinding, figuring things out, slowly getting stronger, exploring the new content and everything that's been changed in the game. It's all really just a way to come back. So, is Division 2 actually worth coming back to in 2026? Honestly, yeah. If you like looter shooters, this game still holds up. And starting fresh actually might be the best way to experience it again. Or you could just call me a psycho for saying that. But yeah, no biased. Generally just think that this game has a lot of potential right now, and even myself was able to accomplish a lot of things in a very short amount of time. So maybe this is an opportunity for me to jump back into YouTube, formerly producing Destiny 2 videos, but now producing Division 2 videos. Funny enough, lore about my channel is that I started this channel based off Division 2, but I quit 4 years ago. But I mean, if you want to make that quick progress and make that pace and kind of fit in with everyone else that's been playing for years for the Division 2, well, leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll drop some tutorials, some more beginner guides, try to differentiate myself with the other content creators, but give some real value, because I do consider myself a veteran of this game, and taking a break might just be the best thing I ever did. I'm looking forward to what this game offers in the next couple of months. Until then, Proclaim out.